What's up, you guys? Marty Schwartz here from GuitarJams.com, ready to rock with you. So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to teach you the progression first because it's just great, easy power chords, all basic rock stuff. Then after I teach you that, I'm going to teach you the little melodic phrases that are in the beginning of that song. So I hope you enjoy it. Starts on an A power chord. So that's just the index finger, open A string, second fret of the D, second fret of the G. And then E power chord. You could also do it this way, with that G string muted. But that's probably better. So you got then A again, A again, A again. A starts over on A, 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 E, 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 A, 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 So we need a D chord, but a D power chord kind of works better with lots of distortion. And the only difference is I'm just letting that high E string mute, I'm letting it mute out there. You know, with lots of distortion. Then an F chord or an F power chord. So we got E, D, F, C, back to D, A, C, D, D, F, C, back to D. So we've got an open A, third fret on the A, which is a C note, A, C, D chord, D, F, power chord, C, and even on the C, you can play that as a power chord, kind of a classic AC/DC way to play a C chord is you play your C that you know, but you mute the middle finger there. Once again, these are just chords they're cleaner sounding when you mute that what's called the major third. The chord's cleaner with distortion, so that's the whole point of it. Okay, so here's basically the whole song. You got A, E, E, it's coming D, D, F, C, then the D, A, C, D, D, F, C, back to D. Okay, so don't worry, at the end, you're going to learn all those little licks. There's a lot of improvising in those licks, so just keep in mind I'm teaching you the main melodies, and if you're good enough to play those melodies, then I encourage you to, fill those little spots with your own improvised playing. Do it your way, man. Okay, so, what else do we need? Basically, during the solo, it's just D, F, C, D, or do you feel But obviously using a talk box. I don't own a talk box. So sorry. So sorry. That's the most famous part of the song is the talk box solo. But the cool thing is if you play that D, F, C, D, start over, D, F, or an F power chord, and a C power chord, D. That is like the ultimate D minor pentatonic jam track. Over and as long as you want. And then, just the bare bone structure of the song is pretty easy and super fun. Those little licks, are a little bit trickier, but none of it's really fast. So it'd be good just practice for your technique. And we're about to learn that part right now. All right, the first line sounds like this. And that's all the D minor pentatonic scale. It's starting up in this position where the D note would be right here, the root, and that is the 5th fret. So that's kind of where the position comes from. But we're going to start with a quick little flick, and that's the G string, 5th fret, just flicking off the 6th fret of that G string. Then we go to the 7th of the D, and then 7 of the G to 5. Check it out. But when we do, you can hammer from the 5 to the 7 on that G, as opposed to, so we put it all together, and then 7, 5 on the D, put that together, okay, now I'm going to slide down a position from the extension, so it's the 3rd fret of the D string right there, to the 5th on the A. Same lick. Then ring finger on the 5th fret of the D, slide it up. It's another one of those little quick little blues note sounds. We're sliding it up to the 6 and back with one pick. Really quick. So from the top. So we go to the 3rd. 5, 3 on the A, and then it repeats. And then we do a little thing here, which kind of connects to the next repeat. Here it is all together really slow. Okay, so it repeats what I taught you. There is a harmony, but there's a lot to the lesson. So I would say repeat that, and then we're going to do it an octave up, and that sounds like this. And the little fill at the end, he's just doing licks. So from there, It sounds like this. And so that's right in the minor pentatonic, pinky on the 13th fret of the B string, 10 on the B string. Then we go to the 10 of the high E, the root. Back to the 13 of the B, down the scale, 10. On the G. Now check it out though, instead of, we could go, you know, just little nuances like that are happening. So right here on that G string 12th fret, you could do a half step bend and back, and then you're pulling off to that 10 of the G, or you could do that same thing with a slide. You could bend it or slide it. I'd say whatever sound you like better. The bending is fun. And then 12, 10 on the D. Then it goes back to the 10 on the G, 12 on the D, you know, just the... Here it is from the top. Then it repeats that little part of it. And it does some, you know, well, let's finish it. But instead of that little end, and this kind of carries on for the rest of this intro, that's just a great way to end it, but he's doing licks, you know, he's improvising. So instead of, I think on this one he goes... He's just doing licks right in that pentatonic, okay? But there's a lot more to go, so I'm going to leave it to you to interpret some of that a little bit. So now, without the improvising, I'm going to play what we have so far. Okay, now we do the same thing here, but instead on that way down, we're going to exchange the 13 on the B for the 12 on the B instead, because it's harmonizing with the keyboard. So that would sound like this. It's the exact same lick, it's just that one note exchange. It starts with that note, but now 12. And now it's going to do a little something different on this variation. Does that, which is 10 to 12 on the G to D. But then it does this little, you know, little minor, almost Santana sounding thing, which is this. You're planted on the 10th fret of the G. You hammer on pull off on the 12. And then slide your index finger down to the 9th fret. Watch. So you got to keep that pressure on the index finger there. Check it out. 12, 10 on the D string. Now it's just kind of back to normal. So check it out. Instead of it's. But honestly, it's going to sound good, and that's kind of where some of that improvising comes in. Okay? So here it is one more time. Oh, sorry. Well, first it does one regular. Now the weird harmony one. Okay, now if you remember the first one we did, that was in the key of D. This one. Well, now it's just going to do that exact same thing. Fingering's the same, everything's the same, but in the key of F. And that's why it's important to know where your roots are. So it'd be the exact same thing as our first one, but it's up here now in this little box where F is right there on the 8th fret of the A string. That's the 8th fret right there. See? Okay? So that would mean we'd be flicking off from the 9 to the 8 on the G string. More improvising. So look at this F one again. Everything's the same. Now that's the 6th fret right there. Repeat. But now does that, and then he does a little, and then it cuts off early, so you're going from, so you're sliding from 8 to 10 on the D string, and then index is going to the 8th of the G string, and instead of doing a bunch of licks, it cuts off like a, like a half a measure short into. So check it out one more time from the F. So that weird harmony one we did in the key of D, we're now doing that exact same thing that we did here. We're doing that in the F form, which is just going to be up here, where the root's on the 13th fret of the low E string. So that'd be the 16th fret on the B string that it goes into, and then that same harmony line. Now just the regular thing. So that's the 13th fret, 15th fret. Then into the song. So 16, 13, 13, 15, 13, 15. So we're doing that little bluesy thing there, which is the 13th of the G into a double stop bend where our index is on the 13th fret of the B, and we're bending the 15th fret of the G up to that note, like that. Then up a whole step into the song. So one final thought before we get to the actual song part is here's the whole intro. I'll try and do it a little bit slower. Repeat. Same thing an octave up. Now the harmony thing of that. Now F. All right, there was the lesson. Thanks for hanging out with me. Tons of links below the box. I appreciate you helping me in any way possible. Thank you. And I hope to see you in another one of these free videos real soon. See you later.